Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Let's thank our members, Silami, Astropub, Patrick, Lafush and Vivi. Thank you my members, it helps a lot. Make sure to join our Discord, subscribe to keep updated on the content, and yeah, let's get into it. So today we're going to take a look on an update that Gaijin did today. With the napalm. So actually the napalm is usable now, so we are going to test it out in various aircraft here. First of all, we are flying the F4C, and yeah, it's very cool. I mean, probably in most aircraft it's still better to use bombs, but in some aircraft it's technically I think better, like the A4 for example, some A4s, it is just better to use the the napalm because it actually does a ton of damage. Normally, it's 2 napalm bombs for each base. For 4 napalm bombs, I mean, for each base. Normally, you know, most of the bombs I tested with the BLU-27, I think it's called, the Mark 77, and the ZAB 500, and they all basically take 4 to destroy a base. Some of them actually you could technically maybe with 3, something like that. The ZAB 500, but it is very effective, and yeah, the burning damage there, as you see, it's burning the base and somebody destroyed the base there. So yeah, but it is very fun to do that, and it is just different, you know, it's really different than all the other um, types of bombs and stuff like that that we have in game, you know. And I think obviously it doesn't do any damage, proper damage on a tank or anything like that. It only change it for uh, the the bases and stuff like that. I mean, I think the damage is a little bit better in the against tanks, as I'm going to show at the end of the video. But it just takes the tracks out and stuff like that. It doesn't actually kill a tank, which is kind of a subject to that we can talk about a little bit because even that is kind of realistic. I mean, I don't know in real life, but things that don't have any NBC protection, any filters and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of fumes would be ingested by the tank, and a lot of, I mean, I think it would kill the people inside the tank. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not, but I don't know. You know. So. Because of the fumes of inside the tank and stuff, it's always opened. Tanks that don't have the MBC protection, like more modern tanks past 1960. So yeah, it's just a thing that they might consider in the future. But anyway, and another thing that you have to consider is that it is really not advisable to use it with CCRP. As you see here, I'm using with the CCRP on the F-105, and as you're going to see, I'm going to miss a little bit of the target. So I drop 2 of them there and 4 of them there and 2 of them. Look at that. I completely missed the target, and it's still burning the base, but it's not. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, try to use CCIP because the bombs are just not very aerodynamic normally, especially the Mark 77s, which makes them kind of, you know, I mean, one of them actually burned to the ground, but the other one was just completely missed the target. So you have to consider that, okay? And here we have the Su-17 with the ZAP 500, which is one of the best ones, together with the CLU, I think it's called. So yeah, very capable bombs. But they are, as I said, napalm stuff. They don't do a lot of damage in all the other stuff. They just do damage in uh, open stuff, basically. But yeah, it's something that I will probably use in simulator as well in some aircraft to actually help, you know. And yeah, so yeah, it is very effective in some areas, but not as much in other areas. And normally they drop. I mean, in some aircraft they drop in pairs. Some aircraft like the Su-17 they drop alone, you know. So yeah, this was just a mistake here. I was being followed by the A-10, but it just really wanted to drop the napalm bombs there. So yeah, I ended up getting killed by the A-10. But still, it is very effective and it is fun actually. It's just different. I think we should see more types of weapons that are different from the other types that we already see in game. And yeah, they have to be useful, because it's. I mean, we are bombing bases that are made of wood, made of concrete, so obviously napalm will do damage on that. And yeah, they need to be useful. Another thing that you have to consider is that if they add some other stuff, like for example cluster ammunitions and stuff like that, which I completely agree with, that they should. It's another way to actually destroy ground targets, and I think it should be added. It would be fun to see, a different type of thing. If you want to use general purpose bombs, you can do anything with them, but they don't do a lot of damage over the time. If you want to do some continuous burning time on the bases and stuff like that, you could use the napalm. And if you want to actually destroy tanks specifically, you can use the. Look at that, they are just completely really bad at aerodynamic. But you could use the cluster bombs and stuff like that. So I really think that we should see some stuff like that. And yeah, I wasted 2 bombs there because this was one of the first ones that I did, the bombing runs. And day 4 is one of the most effective ones actually, which is fun, because you can actually take like 14 of them, I think, in the A4N, and 10 of them on the early A4s. So yeah, it's pretty effective, to be honest. You can kill technically with 14 of them. I think it's 14. Let me check real quickly. But yeah, the A4H can take 10 of the Mod 44s, the 77 Mark 77, and the A4E can take 10 as well, and the A4N can take. Let me check. It can take 12. So with 12 bombs, you can actually destroy 3 bases technically. So it is very effective. So yeah, very scary stuff. And with that, it makes it so that A4 is actually the best napalm dropper in the game, I think, because normally the other ones only carry 4 bags. So for example, the F4 only carry 4. The most of the Russian aircraft only carry 4 as well, Zabs, or only 2. And we have the Zab 360 as well, which is a less powerful version. But because of the BR that normally those aircraft find themselves into, it will normally be able to destroy the bases as well, with the same number of bombs and stuff like that. So it is different. It is not very useful in the, to be honest, in the air to ground role in ground RB, but in especially in RRB, it is very capable, and it can be very effective depending on how to use it and where you want to use it. So my advice is just to use in air to RRB. Try to use it in the A4, to be honest, because the other aircraft, if you want to bomb with an F4 for example, it's just better to use the Mark 82s, I think, or the 117s. And most of the aircraft, to be honest, it's better to just use the bombs, but you never know, maybe. And here we have the A4H, and as an example again, as you're going to see, I'm going to drop 4 on that base and it will destroy the base. So it is a thing that you have to consider. And yeah, the A4H, the A4E, those A4s can destroy 2 bases and a half, and the A4N can destroy 3 bases, which is kind of Jesus. And you have to consider kind of like a quarter of a base each bomb. As you see, I dropped, and when it was dropped, I destroyed half of the base, and then I just went to try to attack, but there was so many enemies here. I actually tried to get a target there, but did nothing, as you saw, and he crashed into me. And this is the proof that it doesn't do a lot of damage on the tanks as well. It will take the tracks and stuff like that, but it doesn't do anything more than that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, be a member, and yeah, it helps a lot. Thank you, and yeah, let's see you guys on the next one. So as you see, yeah, just the track, as you see, but it is still fun to use it. I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see ya.